You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. So for the last 2 days, I've been sitting in tax education classes because every single year I have to get so many hours of CPE in tax, on federal taxation and state taxation. And I must say that this is probably one of the best classes that I've taken. It was put on by Clemson University out of South Carolina. The book was great. It was a great guide on where to go, how to find the answers, great discussion, and happy that I've gotten all that done now. So, as I was sitting in class and I was looking at the news feeds that were coming down from various news agencies, what I was amazed at is that we're still talking about tax reform. And we're still talking about different ways of how this tax reform needs to be done. The problem is what's being presented to you by the Congress and by the Senate is that it's not true tax reform. What it is just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. If you look at the state, not at the state, but the Senate tax bill, it's worthless. Don't even look at that because that does nothing for the American people. It's a worthless piece of bill. Too many lobbyists have gotten in. They've gotten their fingers on the hearts and well, not the hearts, but on the wallets of these senators. And it's really a worthless bill. Things don't start until 2019 for the corporation taxes. They've kept 7 tax brackets for individuals, which is worthless. That's not simplification, that's just making it worse. And we could go on and on and on with all the bad stuff that's coming out of the Senate bill. The bill that's coming out of the Congress is a much better bill because it encompasses a whole bunch of different things. But the problem is that my concern is that when Congress has to oversell a bill, or senators have to oversell a bill, and they're really putting out tweets and Facebook things and everything else and all of this other promotional stuff on trying to sell a bill. If a bill is good, it sells itself. The problem with it is that it's not tax reform. It's just adjusting rates. And that's about it. And I'm getting tired of hearing the argument that these bills are for the rich. It does nothing for the rich. It doesn't even attach itself to the rich. It has everything to do with you and me and the middle income. And the way that the congressional bill is written, it really does more for the middle income than the Senate bill. The Senate bill is worthless. It's caca. Okay, if you want to put it in those terms, it's caca. So, Congress keeps going out there. Paul Ryan he was on Fox News last night, going on and on about what the bill was going to do, but he never answered any of the questions of the individuals that asked the questions. That's a problem. If you can't answer the questions, there's something wrong with the bill. So we need to tell these congressmen, hey, don't do us any favor by passing a bill that's worthless. Take the Senate bill and crumple it up and put it in a shredder and shred it because it's not going to do anything. The congressional bill is a much better bill. It still needs to be tweaked. And I'm very happy that they're going to do away with this mandate. I mean, they're talking about doing away with the mandate for ACA, which has to happen. I mean, listen, when ACA was written, there were 21 tax increases in there and new taxes that were created. So when we do tax reform, that means that we have to take those taxes that are sitting there in the bill and do something better. We got to get rid of them. They got to go. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Go. ACA created taxes that not many Americans knew about. And that is the issue when taxes are hidden within other bills. Usually the American people get shafted because they don't know anything about these bills until all of a sudden they're appearing. Foreign bank accounts was put into a transportation bill. Has nothing to do with transportation. So we need to get rid of all of these ACA taxes that are sitting there, pounding on us every single day. And as you know, the corporate mandate is now being pushed by the current IRS commissioner, that before he leaves office, this is his last term, that he's going to make corporations comply with that mandate. So far, people have been putting it to the side. They've been postponing it. In his parting shots at the American people, he's now going to implement the corporate mandate. Of 50 or more employees, you have to provide insurance, health insurance. So we have a whole bunch of things happening all at one time. And there are a whole bunch of taxes that need to be redone every single year. And we're still waiting for those to go before Congress and to be extended. So for tax season 2018, it's very difficult for us to tell our clients, well, we don't know what's going to happen because the tax bill that's out of Congress will go back into 2017 and apply for 2017. Some of it will go along into years after. So we're not quite sure exactly when tax season will really begin. In fact, the IRS is not even saying at this moment because they're waiting on Congress to see what's going to happen. I can already tell you that your refunds are going to be delayed. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it's going to be. So don't get mad at your tax accountant if your refund is delayed. It's not their fault. So we really have this problem of not knowing and what to tell our clients. All that we can do is right now is say, okay, we have to go along with how the law is written right now. And that's all that we can do. So what I would express to you, call your congressman, call your senator and say, hey, get to work and pass those bills and get it onto the president's desk so that we know what's going to happen. I mean, how can we even do tax planning at the moment because we have no idea what's going to happen? No idea. So Congress and Senate have got to get their acts together and get the job done. It's vital for the American people. We can't just be talking about this day in and day out, seeing Twitter feeds and Facebook feeds and things on the nightly news or on 24-hour news cycle. We've got to get this done. It's vital. So I'm telling Congress and Senate right now, put the Senate bill to the side and trash it, shred it, and focus on the bill out of Congress because that's the better bill. And I would ask that you also call your congressman and senator and say, hey, trash the Senate bill and let's go to the congressional bill. But here we are sitting here at the end of 2017, and we still do not know what Congress is going to do and how soon it's going to be on the president's desk for him to sign. They said by Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's next week. But what do you want to bet that they're going to be turkeys about this and not get it done? Call your congressman. This is Mike Lodge for the WBT. I'll talk with you soon.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of business and taxes on